All right, it's time to talk about chivalry. So we know chivalry is something very different today, but let's talk about it first as it is part of the Middle Ages. Okay, so in literature from the Middle Ages, we see it come really about notice in popular culture of the time in King Arthur and his knights, the stories about King Arthur and his knights, the ones that we know today. They were very influenced by this idea of chivalry that was made popular during King Henry II's reign. Okay, so his wife Eleanor of Aquitaine, she came back and she was like, this French lady. She came from France, and there was this kind of popular code of honor being used in court circles over there. So there were some knights that were part of there were knights that were part of the feudal system here, or not here, but in England. Whoa, it's been a day. And they were expected to engage in acts of chivalry. Okay, so she brought this back from France. There's so many things here coming in from France in terms of language, and now we have French culture. So these knights, they served to protect the king and the lands. Like I said, King Henry's wife, Eleanor of Aquitaine, brought this idea of chivalry from France. So it is a French idea. And it is known as chivalry or the code of honor. And it is intended to govern what is known as knightly behavior. How can we define the code of chivalry? Oh, so many things. Our knights should be honest. They should be pious. They should defend the weak, and they should be honorable. They need to battle evil and uphold good. So we see a lot of this kind of, I think, echoing in Beowulf. There's echoes of it in Beowulf. When we have Germanic heroic code and how to be a good king or a good hero, right? So there is some similarities here. We see a growth happening, a natural growth happening. So this notion of chivalry mingled with Christianity, and conveniently, it's like to be pious, right? To be a soldier, a servant to God. Right? But it also gave us reason, because knights should be pious, knights should be God-fearing. It gave a nice little reason here for knights to go on these crusades, right? Isn't that so helpful? But chivalry, we know it is something different today, but it has its roots in courtly love as well, which we will go on to look at later in our module. So hold on, stay tuned.